official propage for tonight's 2 football games, and it is time to pop out a Thursday night special. And once again, I will recite the recent history that is very good, and I'm doing it to offset the jinx, because whenever I do anything close to bragging about a good week, it always balances out. So I'm hoping that does not happen tonight with the 2 football games. I have studied these props for hours. I have looked and thought I was speaking in tongues earlier today because I was so deep into the data and all the minutia with the matchups here. We're gonna mention that we're 15-7 so far on Monday, Thursday, Friday night football games. That's 68%, and we have crushed the last 4 specials in a row. So let's start tonight as the Bills host the Jaguars. I'm gonna go officially Brian Thomas Jr., receiver, the rookie, out of LSU for the Jaguars, over 43.5 receiving yards. And, you know, it's a tougher call because the Buffalo Bills are very, very good on the outside, basically. They do not give up production to outside receivers. However, he's just been tremendous. Like, he's lining up in a lot of different places. Bills have given up league lows in receiving yards and receptions to outside receivers. However, they do play 2 high safeties at the 3rd highest rate. And Thomas is averaging 3.47 yards per route run with 0.21 targets per route run. These are very, very good numbers on 19 routes against 2 high. So I think he'll get over this number, 43.5. Some way, shape, or form. I don't know about the catch total 3.5, but I think he's going to get over the yardage, 43.5. I do see it's been moved up to 44.5. But Brian Thomas is going to be a weapon here, kind of a critical one for Trevor Lawrence. Let's move on to prop number 2, and that is Brenton Strange, the tight end for the Jaguars. As I mentioned, I was with the grinder Tom Brawley on this one. Obviously, no Evan Ingram, and they are going to be likely throwing to the middle of the field a lot. The Bills, they lose Matt Milano a couple of months ago. Obviously, that is a big, big loss. So Brenton Strange is going to go over 2.5 grabs. I don't know about the yardage, but we're feeling pretty darn good about Brenton Strange over 2.5 grabs. And that leads us, because we only have 2 props. I will say again, I would love to make an official prop on Christian Kirk. But we're not going to do it. There's no line there on DraftKings, but I believe that number is over 54. And I will say, Christian Kirk, I feel pretty good about him because Teron Johnson is out, the slot corner. The Bills are a little bit of an inside funnel. That's why I love Jonnu a couple of weeks ago for the Thursday night special. So I think that bodes well for Brenton Strange and Christian Kirk, the inside receiver. But we can't make an official pick here. But we can make officially a pick for the Monday night special. And for this one, our producer, Michael Cohen, couldn't believe it when I popped it out. But the special is Gabe Davis. Anytime touchdown. This is not propage or anything like that, so we're not going to count it on the prop record, but we're going to go Gabe Davis, anytime touchdown, plus 340. It is a revenge game for Gabe Davis, of course. Let's not forget that. He also has 3 receptions in each of his first 2 games with the Jaguars, and he's kind of made them count with 105 receiving yards. So he's doing all right. Bills are, again, tough on the outside. They are allowing league lows in yards per route run and yards per target to outside receivers. However, they play 2 high safeties at the 3rd highest rate in the NFL, and Gabe Davis is averaging 2.21 yards per route run and 0.16 targets per route run on 19 routes against that shell. Gabe Davis is also Mr. Zone. You start him against zone, and you bench him against man. And, of course, the Bills are extremely zone heavy. So Gabe Davis, a touchdown tonight for your Thursday night special. That is plus 375. Moving on to the DC Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals. We do have some propage tonight. We'll start with Zach Moss. I do think that we're going to get a little Chase Brown tonight. We have to, because he's been very mysteriously quiet. But I do like Zach Moss to get the rock here over 52.5. He hasn't actually been all that impressive, but this is a game script deal. This is a game flow deal. DC is in trouble trying to stop Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I do think that my man Moss is going to get the ball. Look, he needs to get the ball. That's the bottom line. He has to, because Chase Brown is just not a very good lead back. He's just not a very good right now, early down back. So we're going to go over that yardage total there, 52.5 rushing yards for Zach Moss. I mean, look, they have really no one else of note here behind. I mean, Travion Williams, really? You know, this is a backfield that is just it's been a two-man crew here. So Zach Moss goes over 52.5. We also have a couple of props here. These are maybe a little weird to some people, but it's not weird if it wins. I like Austin Eckler. You know, quietly, Austin Eckler has looked very, very good here. I mean, I'm giving some love to Brian Robinson, but Eckler's looking good here. And again, you know, what are they, 8.5-point underdogs? So game script wise, I really like this one over the rushing yardage total here for Austin Eckler. Brian Robinson has been involved in the passing attack, but the Bengals are giving up. They're shaky in coverage, just generally. I mean, it's a little too early in the season to really get into it. But Eckler is going to get it done. By the way, he leads running backs in yards per target at 14.1, which is good. And he looks really good to me, passing my eyeball test. He ranks behind only Devon Achane in receiving yards with 99. The Bengals are giving up the fifth fewest receiving yards per game to running backs. But again, this is going to be about game script. Come on now. Austin Eckler playing from behind, getting a check down or two, I think is looking really good. And then also Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz played for Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury trusts him greatly. They're not pushing the ball down the field whatsoever. He caught all 4 of his targets for a team-high 62 yards. Last week against the Giants, he is second in target share and air yard share and route share. Bengals did hold up Travis Kelce last week, but last year they were getting roasted. So Zach Ertz, it's a little boring, but he will go over 2.5 receptions tonight. So to recap, Brian Thomas over 43.5, Brenton Strange over 23.5. The Thursday night special for the first game is Gabe Davis, anytime touchdown. That is plus 340. Austin Eckler is going to go over 18.5 receiving yards. Zach Moss over 52.5 rushing yards. And Zach Ertz over 2.5 receiving yards. The second one for the DC Bengal game is, in fact, another anytime touchdown. It's plus 350, and it's Austin Eckler scoring a touchdown tonight, probably on a reception, and probably as the DC Commanders are playing behind. So good luck with it. All the picks and all the recommendations, that's what I have here for the 2 Monday Night Football games.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.